name is Becky Sebo. Thank you so much for having me today. I always wanted to bring Israel to my campus, Ohio University. After completing a gap year in southern Israel, my freshman friends knew me as the Israel girl. By the end of my third year, I had successfully revived the university's pro-Israel club, Bobcats for Israel, and was to serve as its 2014-2015 president. I had big plans, but they were put to a halt the second week of school when the Student Senate president made a video mocking the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge, a popular social media trend over the summer of 2014. In place of ice, she poured fake blood on herself while calling for a boycott of Israel, a message she sent to 20,000 students on campus. A small portion of the 400 Jews on campus and I knew this was unacceptable behavior. A Student Senate president is supposed to represent her students. She clearly was not representing us. So we took a stand. We asked her respectfully to resign, even to apologize, but nothing came of it and the administration did not condemn her actions. We had to take action. The next week I stood up during a student speak out at the Senate meeting and began to read a document quoting university presidents from around the country who condemned the BDS movement as it is against academic freedom. Outnumbered by anti-Israel students, I stood my ground and continued to read calmly while being called a Nazi and a fascist. Students started to gather on the floor trying to intimidate us to sit down. I was terrified, but I held my ground. When the police showed up, I thought they were there to protect us, the pro-Israel students greatly outnumbered, from the rowdy disturbances occurring around us. Instead, they approached me, giving me 30 seconds to finish my statements. Only 15 seconds later, I put my paper down, but to my surprise, I was handcuffed. I knew I wasn't guilty, so I fought the charges for 6 long months while working to complete requirements for graduation. Thankfully, after half a year of the university trying to make some sort of example of us, the case was dismissed due to lack of a speedy trial. This incident received a lot of press internationally. I remember walking between classes on the phone with different newspapers the week of the arrest when I had a moment to call my mother. I said to her, "Mom, this is what I was meant to do. I was meant to defend this country." Excuse me. And that's what I set out to do. I'm so grateful to have continued with a master's in Israel Studies from Hebrew U and to be working for an amazing Israel education organization, Stand With Us. After experiencing firsthand how BDS and anti-Israel movements can divide a campus, I can confidently tell you it's an issue that needs to be addressed. Anti-Israel activists hide behind human rights while spreading lies and propaganda about Israel. They ignore serious humanitarian issues around the world, but make time to single out Jewish students over and over again. I was profoundly affected by my experience of being arrested on campus for standing up for Israel, but the anti-Israel movement's scare tactics will never stop me or the hundreds of other students who take a stand. That is how this anti-Semitic BDS group will be defeated on campus. Thank you.
ותודה רבה. מה אני יכול להגיד לך? You are our hero.